Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the daily drama of our favorite daytime residents. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, the perfect day to unpack the absolute chaos unfolding on our screens this week. Grab your coffee, because we have a lot to discuss regarding the latest episodes. Okay, I've been thinking about this and I just can't shake this feeling about Bill and Donnie. Basically, I have been rewatching that one scene, you know the one, and my mind is just going in circles. Is Bill actually falling back in love with Donnie? Or is this just some kind of twisted, nostalgic obsession with a past that doesn't even exist anymore? I mean, think about it. The psychological ramifications of their shared history are profound, but at the same time, maybe he just misses the familiarity. Wait, actually, let me back up. If he just missed the familiarity, he wouldn't be staring at her like she's the last glass of water in a desert. But that doesn't explain why he's still so actively involved in Hayley's life. Or does it? Strange, really strange. The whole thing is strange. I keep trying to put myself in Bill's shoes, which is, honestly, a terrifying place to be mentally. But you have to wonder if he even knows what he wants. He's walking around like a man possessed, and it's like he's projecting all of his unresolved trauma onto Donnie, expecting her to magically fix him. Let's talk about the elevator. What exactly happened in that confined space that fundamentally rewired both of their brains? I think wait, was it 412 or 413? Can someone in the comments check the latest episode number around that? Anyway, the lighting in that scene was incredibly claustrophobic, which is a classic cinematic technique to represent repressed emotions bubbling to the surface. But on a purely textual level, they were trapped. And then the kiss happened, a kiss that neither of them can stop thinking about. But why? Was it the adrenaline? The fear of the elevator plunging to their doom? No, hold on a minute. That's ridiculous. They knew they were safe. It's the psychological entrapment. Donnie is married to Andre. Bill is with Hayley. The elevator wasn't just a metal box. It was a liminal space where the rules of the outside world didn't apply. But does a kiss in a vacuum mean anything when the doors open? It's like they were in this tiny little bubble of suspended reality. And for just 3 minutes, they didn't have spouses. They didn't have bank accounts. They didn't have complicated histories. They just had each other. But you can't live in an elevator. Eventually, the mechanic fixes the cable and you have to step back out into the lobby of your messy, ruined life. And then there's Donnie. Is she still vibrating on that same emotional frequency as Bill? Or is she just desperately trying to shove those feelings into a psychological lockbox? She keeps telling Andre that everything is fine. She keeps projecting this aura of the perfect, contented wife. But I noticed. Maybe it doesn't matter, but I noticed the way her hands were shaking when she was holding her coffee cup in the scene right after the elevator incident. It's subtle, basically a microaggression against her own subconscious. She's overcompensating. She's trying so hard to convince herself that Bill is just a ghost from her past. But you don't obsess over a ghost unless you're secretly hoping it haunts you. Wait, what was I saying? Oh right, Donnie's cognitive dissonance. She's terrified that if she admits even a fraction of a percentage of reciprocation, her entire carefully constructed reality with Andre will shatter. But that doesn't explain why she kept the scarf Bill gave her. Or maybe she just likes the scarf. No, that's too simple. In Beyond the Gates, a scarf is never just a scarf. It's a metaphorical tether to the man who gave it to her. She is clinging to it because she is secretly clinging to him, even if she won't admit it to her own reflection in the mirror. Okay, but we absolutely have to pivot to Hayley because, honestly, she is the ticking time bomb in the center of this entire narrative architecture. How is Hayley going to react when she inevitably discovers that Bill is silently, agonizingly pining for his ex-wife? Because she will find out. This is television. Secrets have a shelf life of about 3 episodes. Will she accept this in silence? Will she play the martyr? Absolutely not. That is fundamentally contrary to her character matrix. Hayley doesn't do silence, Hayley does calculated, scorched earth retribution. But I'm wondering if she confront him directly or if she just starts steadily dismantling Donnie's life from the shadows. Actually, no. I should have mentioned that earlier. Hayley's insecurities have always been her driving force. She knows she was the second choice, fundamentally. So her reaction isn't just going to be about losing Bill. It's going to be about the ego death of being replaced by the woman she was supposed to replace. That kind of narcissistic injury doesn't just make a person sad. It makes them incredibly, dangerously vindictive. This brings me to a really dark hypothesis. Is the fear of losing Bill going to mutate Hayley from a merely insecure, anxious wife into a full-blown sociopathic mastermind who will literally do anything to preserve her marriage? We've seen glimmers of this, right? Like the way she manipulated that business deal last month. It was ruthless. If she's willing to cross ethical lines for a corporate merger, what is she going to do when her actual marriage is on the line? I mean, not exactly, but something like that. She's going to weaponize everything. I can see her faking a pregnancy, or maybe orchestrating a scandal to ruin Donnie's reputation, or maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes the writers pull back right when a character is about to go full villain. But the narrative momentum here feels different. It feels heavy. It feels like Hayley is standing on the precipice of a moral abyss, and Bill's wandering eye is the gentle breeze that's going to push her over the edge. She won't just fight for her marriage, she will obliterate anyone who stands in the blast radius of her desperate need to be the only woman in Bill's life. And let's not forget the money, because, basically, it's never just about love with Hayley, is it? It's about the lifestyle, the assets, the sheer, unadulterated power that comes with being married to Bill. Will her ambition to secure and completely monopolize that wealth cause her to cross every single moral boundary left in her path? If Bill leaves her for Donnie, she doesn't just lose a husband. She loses an empire, and Hayley is an imperialist at heart. I was analyzing her dialogue from a few weeks ago, and she kept using possessive pronouns regarding Bill's company, our assets, my legacy. She has deeply intertwined her self-worth with his net worth. So if Donnie threatens the marriage, Donnie is threatening Hayley's bank account. And that makes Donnie a target of a completely different magnitude. It's not just a love triangle anymore. It's a hostile takeover. Okay, I know I just said the opposite, but listen to me. Maybe Hayley actually does love Bill more than the money. And the money is just her way of quantifying that love. Strange, really strange. The human psyche is a labyrinth, and Hayley's is filled with trapdoors and poison darts. But what about Andre? We are completely sidelining Andre, which is exactly what the show is doing. And maybe that's the point. Is the marriage between Donnie and Andre structurally sound enough to withstand the seismic shockwave of this elevator kiss? I want to say yes, because they've been through so much, but have they? Their foundation always felt a bit rushed to me. Like they were clinging to each other because they were both drowning in their respective pasts. If this secret comes out and it will their marriage just instantly implode. Andre is a proud man. He's not going to play second fiddle to Bill's ghost. But wait, what if Andre has his own secrets? We never really got a full explanation for his mysterious trip to Europe last season. Could their marriage collapse not just because of the kiss, but because the kiss acts as a catalyst for a chain reaction of unrevealed secrets? Like, basically, the kiss is just the match, but their marriage is a room full of gasoline. Andre might seem like the innocent victim right now, but I have this nagging suspicion that he is going to snap in a way that none of us are prepared for. So if we synthesize all these volatile elements, we are looking at a catastrophic collision. Is Bill's obsessive nostalgia going to inadvertently ignite a catastrophic, all-consuming war between Donnie and Hayley? Yes. Emphatically, yes. But it won't be a physical war. It will be a psychological war of attrition. Hayley has the resources and the ruthlessness. Donnie has the moral high ground and, crucially, she holds the real estate in Bill's heart. It's an asymmetric conflict. Hayley will attack Donnie's marriage, her career, her sanity. Donnie will try to remain above the fray, but eventually, she have to fight back. And when she does, it's going to be brutal. Because Donnie isn't weak, she's just restrained. But that doesn't explain why Bill is so passive in all of this. Why is he letting these two women circle each other like gladiators? Is he paralyzed by guilt? Or is he subconsciously enjoying the ego stroke of two powerful women fighting over him? I hate to think that of Bill, but human nature is messy. Maybe he likes being the prize, even if the contest is destroying everyone involved. Ultimately, when the dust settles and every single sordid, suppressed secret is violently dragged into the harsh light of day, who is going to be the ultimate loser here? Who loses the love, the marriage, the astronomical wealth they are all so desperately trying to hoard and protect? My initial thought is Hayley. The villain always loses, right? But Beyond the Gates doesn't always play by those conventional soap rules. What if Hayley wins the money but loses her soul? What if Donnie gets Bill, but the version of Bill she gets is so broken by the collateral damage that the love turns to ash in her mouth? Or maybe Andre is the ultimate casualty, the innocent bystander shredded by the shrapnel of Bill and Donnie's unresolved trauma. Actually, let me rethink this. If Hayley goes too far, she might alienate the board of directors, losing the wealth and the husband, leaving her with nothing but her ambition, a queen of a ruined castle. That would be poetic justice, but it feels almost too neat for this show. Wait, let's loop back to Bill for a second because I feel like I'm letting him off the hook too easily. Is he truly in love with Donnie? Or is he just a narcissist who can't stand the fact that she moved on and found happiness with Andre? Like, basically, some men only want what they can't have. And the moment Donnie became Mrs. Andre, her value in Bill's twisted psychological stock market skyrocketed. I remember an episode. I think it was back in season 3. He did something very similar with his first fiancée. He only wanted her back when she was engaged to his rival. So is this elevator kiss really about profound, soulmate-level love? Or is it just a primal, territorial instinct? If it's the latter, then Donnie is blowing up her life for a man who will lose interest the minute he actually wins her back. But the look in his eyes in that elevator, it looked so genuine. Can you fake that kind of raw, desperate yearning? Maybe you can if you've convinced yourself of your own lie. That's the scariest part. Bill might genuinely believe he loves Donnie, while subconsciously just wanting to conquer her again. Let's talk more about that elevator symbolism, because I am kind of obsessed with it. It's such a cliche, right? The broken elevator. But why does it work so well here? It's because an elevator is literally a suspended reality. It goes up and down, but when it stops, you are nowhere. You are between floors, you are between lives. Bill and Donnie are both stuck between the lives they have and the lives they perhaps wish they had. The kiss wasn't just a physical act. It was a desperate attempt to ground themselves in a reality that felt authentic. But the problem with liminal spaces is that you can't stay in them forever. Eventually, the doors open. The mechanic fixes the cables. You have to step out into the lobby of the real world where Hayley is waiting with a perfectly manicured smile and a metaphorical dagger, and Andre is waiting with open, trusting arms. The contrast is sickeningly poetic. I mean, I'm just rambling here, but the symbolism is so thick you could cut it with a knife. It's like the writers are screaming at us that these characters are trapped, not by the elevator, but by their own choices. And how long can Hayley really pretend she doesn't know? Women like Hayley have a sixth sense for betrayal. She might not have the empirical evidence, yet she doesn't have the CCTV footage from the elevator, assuming there even is any, which, knowing this show, there probably is, and it will miraculously surface in Sweep's week. But she can smell it on him. She can feel the emotional distance. Every time Bill looks past her, Every time he hesitates before saying, "I love you," Hayley's internal threat detection system flares. This paranoia is going to eat her alive before she even makes a move. It's going to rot her from the inside out. And a paranoid Hayley is a dangerous Hayley. She won't just react, she will overreact. She will preemptively strike. I can see her trying to seduce Andre just to level the playing field, or maybe framing Donnie for corporate espionage. The possibilities are endlessly dark. She is a woman who would rather burn the house down with everyone inside than let someone else live in it. For Donnie, the breaking point is coming. She's walking on a tightrope made of dental floss. She's trying to be the good wife to Andre, but her mind is constantly replaying the phantom touch of Bill's hands in that dark, cramped space. It's a form of psychological torture. How many times can she lie to Andre's face before the guilt manifests physically? I bet we're going to see her start having panic attacks. Or maybe she starts sleepwalking again, like she did during the trauma arc 2 years ago. The body keeps the score, basically. Her conscious mind is saying, "I love Andre, I am committed to this marriage," but her subconscious is screaming, "I want Bill." And when those two forces collide, the resulting explosion will leave craters in all their lives. It's kind of tragic, really. Because she's trying to do the right thing, but the right thing feels like a lie, and the wrong thing feels like the only truth she has left. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? What is the main point? Wait, what is the main point? I guess the point is that no one in this scenario is safe. They are all trapped in their own metaphorical elevators, plummeting toward a ground floor they can't even see. Bill is blinded by nostalgia, Donnie is paralyzed by guilt, Hayley is consumed by possessive rage, and Andre is wandering blindly through a minefield. When the secrets finally detonate, the collateral damage will be absolute. The wealth won't save Hayley, the truth won't save Donnie, and love. Well, love might just be the thing that destroys them all. Or maybe they'll all just sit down and have a rational conversation. No, hold on a minute. I know what show I'm watching. There will be blood, there will be tears, and there will probably be another dramatic slap at a charity gala. I can't wait, but I'm also terrified. Strange, really strange. The whole thing is just so incredibly strange.